this is pretty dirty. What I'm gonna do is a quick 50-50. This is one to show the client and then also to show you guys here, just to see the before and after on the seats. Hey, how are you guys doing? All right, we got a big day today. So let's go on, I guess, typical day in the life. Everyone's asking what's a day in the life of an aircraft detailer. So let's bring you along. I guess pretty much we just got a new spot. If you've ever been to Sacramento, you got a nice view right here every single day. You got to get some sunlight in first thing in the morning. And we got the workspace here. We got the sleeping area over here. The espresso machine, which I'm still trying to figure out. This was $36 for this bag of coffee. And what's the hack about it is that it's not even a full cup of coffee or a full bag. This is about half the size of a bag from the store. This machine's not even taking it well, like the grinder's jammed up, but that's all right. We got some things planned today. I think we've got some details to get scheduled. We've got a cleaning out in Teterboro, a cleaning in South Florida, and one in Denver today. So I'm gonna go ahead and check up on that. We might have a cleaning to do today. So I'm kind of standing by for that and checking with flight ops. And if we do, then we'll head out to the airport. Hello?
Are you guys available to do a citation 10 today at Mather's?
At Mather, yeah. Let me check. I think we should be able to do that. When's takeoff scheduled?
It's 4 p.m. local today.
Interior, carpet, and lab.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just send me the tail, and we'll get it taken care of.
Sounds good. Thank you so much.
Oh yeah. Thanks. All right, so luckily we were able to confirm with the client on that one. So right now I'm just checking to make sure that the plane is there, and then I'm just double checking takeoff time. The client wants the plane done at 4 p.m., which means we have to get in and out of there by 3 p.m. The pilots are gonna show up usually about an hour to an hour and a half early, and they've got to do their pre-flight. Right now we have a lot of time. It's 7 here. I'm thinking we pop over to the airport. We'll check in at the FBO around 8-ish, and then probably knock this cleaning out in 2 hours if it's going to be an interior and a carpet shampoo, and then we'll get on to the next one. We have got a couple other clients at this airport, so I'm going to check in with them later on this morning. We have one for the day. We have 4 total today at 7 a.m. So 1 here, 1 Teterboro, 1 South Florida, and then 1 in Colorado. So yeah, let's knock this one out. Let's get on out of here. Quick equipment check here before we go out. I always make sure we have everything so we're not forgetting anything when we go out there. Today we're doing a carpet shampoo, we're doing an interior detail, and we're servicing the lav. So on that one, we pretty much just need our standard equipment: rinseless wash, all-purpose cleaner, scrub pads, brushes, gloves, extra water in the Nalgene just in case. And then we've got a vacuum. This is from Flex. We're going cordless today. This is pretty nice. I've got brand new batteries. I've got some backup batteries. And then if I need to charge batteries, this is an EcoFlow Delta 2 Max. I guess it's like a generator. I don't know what they call it. Like pretty much a big battery pack. It works nicely, so I don't have to bring like a generator with gasoline and all that. Since we're doing a carpet shampoo, I've got a fan. We're gonna blow it out afterwards. Got towels in here, towels in there, and then this is a Mighty S300H extractor. This is gonna be for the carpet shampoo. That's pretty much everything. I don't think we need anything else. If we were doing an exterior, we would need a little bit more stuff like a ladder and a creeper and stuff, but quick interior, and we should be, everything seems to fall around here. Let's grab some coffee, then head out to the airport. Maintenance, yeah, for 1 or 2. All right, just noting any damage here. Pop off the shoes, let's go in. Yeah, it looks like the interior has been redone in this. It's we've got new seats, new carpets. This thing is looking pretty nice. We're just gonna take pictures of anything we see on the carpet here. It looks pretty good. Could definitely use a vacuum in some areas. There's a couple spots here, as you can see on the covers. We've got a couple things in here. Yeah, sink could use a wipe down, floor could use a wipe down. We've got a fuel receipt from Atlantic. We're gonna push this. And yeah, we're gonna do our wipe down. We're gonna clean everything. We're just gonna take photos for our client and let them know that we're here. Get started. It should go pretty smoothly. I'm not gonna bring everything in right now because we don't really have that much space. We're working on a global. Maybe we could bring everything in at once. I'm just gonna bring in what I need.
It's always important to have a light if you can, because you can't really see too much. You can definitely see the areas that are more dirty. Yeah, there's some fingerprints. This finish is so nice and that black, but it does tend to pick up a lot of marks and fingerprints and things like that, especially if you use cleaners that leave a mark. Like a little bit of a stain right there, as you can see. So we're gonna see if we can get that stain out. We don't know what it is. This one is nice because they have kind of a runner covering the aisle carpet here, but there is gonna be a little bit of discoloration on both the runner and the aisle carpet. So we're gonna scrub down the entire runner. We're gonna shampoo the carpet, let it dry, and then put everything back. Always pull the chair out. See something here. Again, this is all documenting for the client. Also the seat bottoms here, these tend to get quite a bit of, you know, dust and debris and dirt. And then also on top of the seats here, because the thing is when these armrests are down, you can't see anything. But when the passengers put them up, you'll check under here. You know, there's a ton of dirt and stuff on top of the seats. Order of operations is going to be pretty important here whenever cleaning any airplane. We always start with seats first, and then we'll wipe everything down in the cabin, then do the lav, then do the galley, and then the cockpit, and then vacuum and shampoo. The reason we're kind of following this workflow is the seats are going to be the most important work, scrubbing down them and making sure that they're clean, and then just kind of working our way back and into the front. That way we're not missing anything. Any plane, no matter if it's a light jet, mid-size, super mid, or heavy, they're all going to be clean with the same workflow. This right here, I'm going to show you before and after. So this seat will always be the dirtiest. I would say 90% of the time. If one person is flying, most of the time they're going to sit in this. I think this is like referred to as the owner's seat typically. You know, this plane is charter. There's typically not the owner sitting in here, but people like to prefer the seat. I think because you can see the door, you can see the pilots, and then also you're facing forward. So yeah, this seat is always going to have the most wear typically. As you can see, it doesn't look dirty. There's no stains or anything crazy like that, but this is pretty dirty. What I'm going to do is a quick 50-50. This is one to show the client and then also to show you guys here. What I'm using on the seats is going to be all-purpose cleaner, diluted 1 to 10. We're going to go in, take out this middle section, and then kind of spray this down. So I'm spraying on the seat and then a little bit on the pad, and then kind of just going in here. What we're going to do here is I'm going to go with the Scrub Ninja. Again, you know, I can see a little bit of stuff still here, so I'm going to go in a little bit more. And we are going to have to go in a couple times with this. The reason being is that this all-purpose cleaner is diluted. The reason that I dilute the all-purpose cleaner is because a lot of these seats are spray dyed, which means that the leather itself has not been, you know, dyed the same way that, let's say, your shoes have been dyed or something like that. This is just kind of sprayed on the top layer. We want to be incredibly careful, you know, how we're applying chemical and how much chemical we're applying, so we're not stripping the dyes off of this leather, because if I sprayed a strong solution of all-purpose cleaner on the seat and let it sit and dry, then it will discolor the leather, and then, you know, we would be on the hook for re-dyeing all the seats, which will not be a great thing. So again, going back to it, everything we do in this business is just mitigating risk, mitigating damage. As you can see here, this was a quick pass. You can see the 50-50 already between the clean side and the not clean side. There's kind of a lot of grime built up here, and then here this looks kind of flat. I mean, this is 2 passes. I'm going to do 1 more just to get it looking nice, but you can definitely see the before and after. What's a clean seat versus a not clean seat. So this is kind of a prime example right here where you can actually see the difference. So the seat belt is right here. If you pull this up, you can see the spot under the seat belt is very clean, but everything around it is a little bit dirty. So what I'm going to do is take a picture of this right here at an angle of it here. So you could use a scrub pad. I'm going to use this brush so I can get in a little bit closer to this section, and I'm just spraying all-purpose cleaner here and kind of going around the seatbelt area, kind of just using this brush to kind of get in the crevices and make sure that we're cleaning all. What I do after doing every chair is I'll take apart the seat belts so I know that this chair is done, so that seat belt's done. I'm gonna have to reset all the seat belts anyways. It's nice to take everything apart, make sure everything's clean, and then go back and finalize everything on final checks. So I did the tops of the seats first. Now what I'm gonna do is do the bottom of the seat. So I'm just gonna wipe down kind of this foot kick section and then the tops of it, and then kind of this whole area down below. So now finished wiping down all the seats, just gonna reset the seat belts real quick. There's a couple ways you can do this. Let's move on the back here. The seat belts, you know, you're gonna deal with a bunch of different seat belts in a bunch of different planes. The way I like to do it is first, make sure the cushion is all the way pushed back if you can. because sometimes they're not. And then I'm gonna make sure that this seat back is all the way forward as well. That's pretty much good to go. What I'm gonna do is take the seat belt, and here, see all the slack? We don't want this dangling down here. I'm gonna pull the slack out to make it tight. And then what I'm going to do is tuck the bottom portion in. It looks tight there. And that looks pretty uniform, as you can see from here. From here, we have the female part of the buckle. We're gonna just fold this in. You can put it out like this. Some people like to do that. Passengers they'll sit on the buckle, which they don't like. You want to crack their iPhone in the back of their pocket. You can put it here, which doesn't look as good. So what I'm gonna do is just do just a little fold like this, and then push this section in. So we have just the buckle sticking out. And that looks pretty clean to me. So we've got the crossbody section here looking clean, and then we've got that tucked in. And then as you can see, there's a little fingerprints here. The last thing you want is for your customer to complain that there are fingerprints left on the seat buckle. That's where they're gonna look first when they buckle in. Just something small. We're gonna go through, just touch that up with a little microfiber. And yeah, this seat is pretty much done. So now I'm gonna do that to all of the seats. Just double check. All right, before moving on to the lab, I'm just gonna wipe down all the tables, cup holders, kind of cubbies like here. You can see there's a little bit of stuff here. So we're gonna wipe down all the tables. I just like to use optimum no rinse. So this is our rinseless wash. It's a very small amount in mostly water. You can use water to wipe down the tables. If you use an all-purpose cleaner, or if you use something with heavy chemicals, then you risk streaking on especially surfaces like these. So I like to just use, our rinseless wash because it's the least invasive and we know it's safe. You can always check with the manufacturer because there's always manufacturer recommended chemicals and techniques, things like that. So you can always reference the aircraft maintenance manual. For something like this, like we've cleaned Gulfstreams before where people are like, just use water because they don't want to use anything that damages it. So, and then also we're going to reset the placards right here. As you can see, they're kind of all strewn about. So we're going to reset them to 1.5 inches from the control. I always like to bring a tape measure and measure 1.5 inches, and then that's where I'm going to put the placard. Again, these are small things that does not really matter, but it does. When people are flying, they want everything to look cohesive. If you got one placard sitting like this, and then one kind of sitting like this looks like a party bus. So if we're having everything cohesive, all the placards 1.5 inches from all the controls, someone's going to walk in here and be like, wow, I think it's worth it. What we're doing is just making sure everything is perfect because, the people who spend money flying on these want everything to be perfect. All right, so now on the lav, it doesn't look that dirty. It's kind of cramped in here. There's no light, so you can't really see. As you can see, kind of right behind this door, there is a ton of stuff. It's important to bring a light into the lav just so you can see everything. We're just wiping down the counters, wiping down the doors. This is a very high touch area. This door, people are always closing it and putting after they go eat something, they gotta pee. We're gonna wipe down this door. We're gonna wipe down all the cabinets, kind of clean everything up, wipe down the toilet. This shouldn't take too long. Always clean the toilet last, throw your towel in the glove, and then toss that glove in the trash. We've got a couple things here. This galley section is kind of my favorite spot to do, and I save it for the end just because it's not that bad and it also cleans up really nicely. Again, we've got all these fingerprints. With a galley, what we're doing is wiping down all the cabinets. We're taking out the trash bag. So we're gonna take that bag out, replace the trash bag, clean up the coffee area if there's any spills. And then really what we're doing here is we're organizing. In here, there's not too much stuff. It'll depend. What we're gonna do is flip all these bottles around, pretty much just, organize things like this. We're gonna make sure the chips look nice. This is kind of the stuff that's not really detailing, but it is part of the job. It's what's gonna make a difference between, if we were just out here like a car detailer or whoever we are, just cleaning the plane versus, understanding the aircraft and understanding, the clients in aviation. You always wanna make sure to take extra care here. Take your time. It's things like these. You see these cans. What we're gonna do is just make sure everything is straight. This is where the passengers are gonna come get their drinks. They're gonna come get their snacks. There is no flight attendant on, a super mid-sized plane like this. It's gonna be kind of self-serve for the clients, and we wanna make sure everything is perfect. Something I like to do, this is insider information, but see these old towels, all this trash here? I'm gonna take all these towels and I'm just gonna replace them with, we've got brand new microfibers. I'm gonna toss these old ones and give the pilots a couple new ones. And it's just something that they're gonna appreciate. A lot of the times we deal with a lot of different clients in this industry, we might get calls from pilots, we might get calls from flight ops, from owners, but the pilots will have a lot of say in like who does the cleaning a lot of the times. You know, if you can see the pilots, you know, chat with them for a little bit and, you know, do a little something. We weren't asked to wipe down the avionics today or clean the cockpit, but we're going to go ahead and clean the cockpit. We're going to leave the pilots with some brand new towels, and then they're going to appreciate that. And then the next time that they're in Sacramento here, they might put in a request for us to come clean. Just finished up on the interior. We're going to pull out all the carpets. We're going to do a carpet shampoo outside here just so we can get some extra room to scrub down. I guess these are kind of like carpet mats, and then these are the actual carpets. So we're going to shampoo these. We're going to wipe these down. But before I do any of that, I'm going to have to vacuum the whole interiors. While I'm going to have the vacuum going, I'm using this Flex right here. I've got a 10 amp hour battery, so this thing is going to run for a long time. And while I vacuum that, I'm going to vacuum the whole interior. And then while I'm doing that, I'm going to let the extractor heat up. I'm going to put in about a gallon of water, let the thing heat up. This electric battery is pretty nice because now I can just run this straight from the car versus pulling the whole generator out. Now I just put gasoline into the back here before, so it's not ideal, but I think I'm going to have to pull this out anyways because this isn't going to reach the plane. About a gallon of water, and it'll take a second. Pump first, and then heater. And we'll let that heat up for 10 minutes or so. I like to use this attachment here just because it's got a little brush on it, and this helps pull stuff from the carpet. Some of these wool carpets, you know, they shed over time. So even if the plane is dirty, you're still going to get a lot of shedding. And, you know, sometimes people think that it's pet hair, but it's not. But also pet hair will get stuck in here over time. I'm just going with this, going to bring this around, and then, yeah, just vacuum.
You can already see there's a ton of stuff getting picked up. This is all from the wool carpet.
All right, so this is the pilling that came up from the carpet. So a lot of people think this is dog hair, but really it's just the wool carpets pilling over time, and it's just what happens. That's why I like to use the brush. One question that's a valid question is, why are we vacuuming before we're gonna do a carpet extraction? The carpet extraction has a built-in vacuum too. And the reason being is just mitigating damage to the extractors. It'll pull stuff up, but if all the stuff gets trapped inside of the extractor, then it's just gonna clog it up, and then we're gonna have to get it serviced. When we're doing, you know, 4 jobs a day, unless we have like 4 extractors, and we can go back to the shop and pick up another one. When this one clogs, you know, we're going to be put on pause. Really, it's this extra 5 to 10 minutes that's going to help, you know, prevent any damage to our equipment. And then we can have that extractor running all day long, because that extractor, yeah, you can fix it, you know, but at the same time, what we're trying to minimize is any downtime. Do a pre-vacuum always, and then we'll run the extractor, and it's just going to make our lives a lot easier. So I'm going to pull this up here. Just finished up vacuuming, kind of final touches. So now we're gonna do the carpet. Before I run the extractor, I'm just gonna spot treat some of the stains so we can make sure that we're pulling those up. We've got a small stain here. It looks like this one, someone tried to remove it before. So this might be set in if it's been here a while, but we're gonna go through. This is, you know, just something that you can find at Home Depot or locally. There are, you know, specific products that you can use. Sometimes we run out of products. Sometimes, you know, you don't have it, especially if you're flying somewhere new and you need to get a stain out immediately. This works pretty well. Just be careful not to spray too much, and you want to dab it up immediately. I'm just going to spot spray that stain, and then I'm going to go in with the extractor afterwards, and then see if there's any other stains around that we can spot stain. There's a couple small stains here. Like, you can see where the carpet is clean. This is where the runner protector was. And then over here, when you pull this up, you can kind of see where it's a lot dirtier too. The dark section here, because that's where there's a lot of foot traffic. And then kind of just go in with our towel, see what we can do to get that out. Same thing with this one. All right, so we've got one carpet right over here. So I'm gonna pre-spray it with our carpet shampoo solution. Let it sit for a little bit. If there's any stains, we can spot treat those first. This carpet is clean. It looks clean, but later on we'll see that there is gonna be a lot of dirt embedded into the carpet when we flush out the extractor water. So what I'm gonna do is just pre-spray it with our carpet shampoo solution. You can use anything you'd like. You know, again, there's Aircraft, whatever the manufacturer will recommend. We have our own kind of concoction that we like to use here. I'm gonna let it sit for a second. All right, so I'm gonna flick on the extractor, and then same thing, I'm gonna pre-spray, kind of pre-soak the carpet, and go down and pull. And yeah, we're gonna set this aside and let it dry. All right, So this extractor is perfect for this middle aisle here. I'm just gonna straighten it out, make sure I have enough cord here, and then start from the back and then go all the way forward. So if you've ever been around a wet dog, that's kind of what it smells like right now. The reason that it's got a funky smell after you shampoo is because wool is a natural fiber and we're soaking it, so it's got kind of this smell that it's emitting right now. So what we're gonna do, obviously we don't want this smell to continue here, so we're gonna turn on a fan. I brought a fan and I'm just gonna run it for 15 minutes. And then we're gonna treat the carpets with an odor neutralizer after that. And once everything's dry, once everything smells good again, then we're gonna put the carpets in, do a final touch, and then we'll get on out of here. So far right now, it's about 10:20, 2 hours, 20 minutes-ish on the interior here, and we should hopefully wrap up within the next 15, 20 minutes, so looking good. There's all the dirt that we just pulled up. These carpets that looked pretty clean. Pour out all the remaining water. All right, so we just wrapped up full interior detail. That's 1 of 4 done today. 2.5 hours, not too bad of a job. We did interior detail, carpet shampoo, and we took out the trash. This is a pretty standard service that our customers are asking for after just normal flights. These are to keep the plane clean in between trips without, doing too deep of a cleaning. Just took care of this. I'm gonna take photos, send the invoice to the customer, and then close out this job. If you're interested in starting your own aircraft detailing business, or you already have one and you're looking for more clients like these, we've helped multiple students all across the world start their own aircraft detailing business and land clients, in as little as 2 weeks. There's a how-to video that we're gonna have linked below. Check that out. As always, if you have any questions, drop them in the comments and I'll do my best to get to them. So see you on the next one.